Good morning, everybody. Are we ready to have a good time? Are we ready? Well, I want to officially welcome everyone to the Tom Chase Roast. Thank you so much for being here. I want everybody to look in their program on page 5. Please join me. Look at page 5. We're going to ask Mr. Chase to please explain one word to us in his biography. This is by far the most important thing that he does. He is the publican of Barnett's Pub in downtown Waco. Now, what does does that mean you're a closet Republican? No, what does that mean?
I'm the proprietor.
He's the proprietor. He's the owner. We're proud of you, Tom. Thank you. Just kidding, my good friend. I've been telling him for 3 weeks we're going to make some fun out of this, so we're taking advantage of Tom. So, Tom, thank you. But welcome to everyone to the first annual Waco ISD Foundation Honors Luncheon, the Legacy Luncheon, honoring some very special people. As you all know, today we're honoring distinguished alumni, a distinguished former faculty member and leader with Waco ISD, and also we're going to take the opportunity to honor and recognize the Adopt-a-School partners that did the very best job this year. Now, before we start eating, we're going to have some youngsters from Waco ISD present our colors, which will be presented by the University High ROTC Honor Unit with Distinction, led by First Sergeant Leonard Montalongo. And then after that, we'd like for you to remain standing for the national anthem sung by Waco High Senior Reed Cooper. That has been a change from what is posted in your program today. And then we will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Gabriel Foster, a 4th grader from Bells Hill Elementary. So if everyone would please stand at this time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's have a big round of applause for all these fine Waco ISD youngsters. Want to once again recognize the University High Junior ROTC, Reed Cooper, the senior from Waco High who sang the Star Spangled Banner, and Gabriel Foster, the fourth grader from Bells Hill. I wish all of you could have heard Gabriel as he stepped up here. He said, "Oh gosh, I hope I can remember it." So, Gabriel, thank you very much. All right, please be seated, and we will start our food service at this time. So please be comfortable eating while we continue on with the program. And at this time, it's my pleasure to bring to the microphone the current chairman of the board of the Waco ISD Foundation, a young man that's making a great impact in our community. He served on the Adopt a School board several years. He's been a two-time member of the Waco Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Please welcome our chair of the Waco ISD Foundation, Russell Livesay.
Thank you. At this time, what I'd like to do is first, if we could just remember our friends in the community of West who have lost loved ones and are struggling to rebuild their community. I'd also like to remember Coach Nancy Price of University High. Nancy was the 2012 University High Outstanding Teacher of the Year, and she was taken from us this year much too early. So if we could just have a brief moment of silence. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Today I am honored to be a part of this celebration. Today is intended to honor and acknowledge the years of hard work, dedication, service, accomplishments of so many people in Waco ISD. But not only the accomplishments to Waco ISD or for Waco ISD, but more importantly, the accomplishments and the impact that we're having with our Waco ISD students. The impact to make these students better people. The impact that volunteers are having on students first going to college for the first time. Impacts that are having on students having dreams that they never, and accomplishing dreams and goals that they never thought possible. Today's event allows Waco ISD and the Education Foundation to spotlight outstanding volunteers and partnership activities, as well as outstanding achievements of Waco ISD alumni. Let me personally thank each of you in the room today, not only for your support of the district, but your support of the Waco Education Foundation and your support of the Adopt a School Partnership Program. Seated at the head table are our honorees today, as well as a few special guests I'd like to acknowledge. Vice President Alan Sykes of the Waco School Board, School Board Member Alex Williams. Is Alex here? No, that's all right. Our Superintendent, Dr. Bonnie Kane. And Ann Harder, a former Distinguished Alumni recipient and past President of the Education Foundation. Also bookending our head table, we have Amber George, the Foundation Coordinator, and we also have Kristen Peasley, the Partnership Specialist. Kristen, wave, stand up. And Marion Palomino is walking the room somewhere, wave. Without their support today would not have been possible. All their hard work and dedication made today possible, so thank you so much. We also have several Adopt a School Advisory Board members and Waco ISD Education Foundation Board members. If all of you could please stand, and we will acknowledge you as a group. Don't be shy, everybody stand. I know there's several out there. Thank you. Additionally, today would not be possible without our corporate sponsors. I would like to thank Insurers of Texas, Central National Bank, Hillcrest Baptist Medical Center, Baylor University School of Education, and Texas State Technical College of Waco. Thank you, sponsors. And before I turn it back over to Jim for the partnership awards, I just want to thank Jim for his work in our community, for always being an advocate for Waco ISD. For many, many years, Jim has served as the Adopt a School Advisory Board Chair. Jim has also dedicated a significant amount of his time serving currently as the Waco Foundation Board Chair, which does so much for our Waco ISD students. It also does so much for our community and for the community's not-for-profits. Allows them to help, allows those not-for-profits do what they do in a much better way. So Jim, thank you for all you do, and thank you for being our MC today.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you very much. As I was sitting here, I wished we just had the time for the opportunity to go around this room and recognize how many wonderful, wonderful people are sitting in our audience today that do so much for our community. Waco is a great, great place to live, and it's because of folks like you that have taken the time to come here today to honor those that deserve this recognition. So please know that all of you are very, very much appreciated. At this time, I'm going to ask Superintendent Bonnie Kane to please come to the podium on the floor so we can begin our recognition of the Adopt a School Award winners and partnership winners for this year. I'd also like Kristen Peasley, who's our Waco ISD Partnership Specialist, to also join Superintendent Kane in front as we start these awards. Before I start announcing these, I want to tell you briefly how I got involved with the Waco ISD Adopt a School program. It was back in 1987, and I'll never forget this. Bill Nesbitt came to see me, Tom Chase came to see me, and Jim Stewart came to say, Jim, we'd like you to be involved in this program. They said you'll be greatly humbled by it, you'll enjoy every minute of it, and I'll never forget the very first time I went to start my Adopt a School activity. I go out to Lake Air Middle School, and my job was to teach and mentor reading to some little 7th graders. So I walk in the classroom, the teacher assigns me 3 7th grade kids, and we start walking down to an empty classroom so I can work with them. On the way down there, this little kid, I'll never forget this, he looks up at me, he says, I know who you are. You're just an old coach. What the heck do you know about reading? So that was my introduction to the Adopt a School program. But believe it or not, I've loved it, enjoyed it ever since. So starting with our recognitions today, the Award of Excellence. This is an honor given to the single Waco ISD partner that addresses all facets of campus and organization needs. This particular honoree runs programs on multiple campuses, but is recognized today for their work with Parkdale Elementary. Because of this group, more than 70 students brought up their grades at Parkdale in a single 6 weeks time period. The students learned about character development and positive reinforcement helped produce results inside and out of the classroom. Receiving the Award of Excellence for outstanding overall partnership throughout the district is the Waco Senior Kiwanis Club. All right, fantastic. What a great organization, and thank you so much for doing this for our students. All honorees, as you come forward today, at the end of the day's program, we'd like for you to go to the back and have your official photo made. So please do that when we finish today's program. Okay, we've got a new category this year, Rookie of the Year. They do that in sports all the time. We thought it'd be most appropriate to recognize the newest member of our Adopt a School program that did the best job. Some partnerships have been established for 27 years, started way back when K-Mets first started this program in the mid-'80s. That is a ton of planning, life lessons, and skills, but this year the Adopt a School Steering Committee established this partnership award to recognize Antioch Community Church and the STAR Mentorship Program at Providence Heights Elementary. The partnership has hit the ground running, introducing lunchtime book clubs and enhancing after-school activities. Pastor Jimmy Siebert has reached out to Antioch's congregation and the community seeking mentors for our children, and Stephanie Ibarra, business coordinator, and Jackie Gaines, campus coordinator, have quickly set new mentors into action. Congratulations to the STARS Mentorship Program at Antioch Community Church and Providence Heights Elementary. Outstanding volunteer. Committed, hardworking, and dedicated are only a few words that can be used to describe this year's outstanding volunteer. Others have also used the words selfless, caring, and creative, and the list could go on and on. This year's outstanding volunteer goes to Mr. Victor Dupart, volunteer from St. Louis Catholic Church, who for more than 17 years has helped Waco ISD children learn mathematical concepts and drafted number boards helping students grasp hard-to-learn concepts. On behalf of Alta Vista and Providence Heights Elementary, thank you, Mr. Dupart, and congratulations on being named the Outstanding Volunteer for 2013. Good job, Victor. Thank you. Come on, keep that. I want to give Victor a big 17 years he's done this. Victor, thank you so much for what you do. Fantastic. Outstanding school coordinator. A school coordinator is an uncompensated volunteer position that typically entails many hours of extra planning, meetings, and last-minute details during an already action-packed day. This year's outstanding school coordinator not only signed up to coordinate her campus partnership activities, but started from scratch. Today, we honor Mrs. Paula Gifford from G.W. Carver Middle School. Throughout the year, Mrs. Gifford never gave up and sought new partnerships to help motivate students. Congratulations, Paula Gifford and G.W. Carver Middle School. Next is Outstanding Business Coordinator. This year's Outstanding Coordinator needs few introductions. Last year's Award of Excellence winner and the recipient of the Texas Education Agency's Employers of Excellence in Education Award, Mr. Doug Hill from Atmos Energy. Faculty, staff, and students at Crestview Elementary benefit from Mr. Hill's ideas and creative planning daily. Atmos Energy implements boys to men luncheons, tea time appreciation, and under the direction of Mr. Hill, Atmos employees adopted a teacher's classroom and served weekly helping out wherever needed. Mr. Hill leads by examples. His actions encourage everyone. Doug, thank you so much. And thanks, Doug, for what you do for the Waco Chamber of Commerce also. Doug is a great, great civic leader. Now we're going to go to the Golden Apple Partnership Awards, which goes to partners excelling in certain key aspects of campus, community, and student needs. First is mentoring. Pi Beta Phi sorority at Baylor University and South Waco Elementary. This group of young women works with 55 third graders implementing the Champions Are Readers program. The group serves as reading mentors, event planners, and volunteer year-round. Congrats, Pi Beta Phi and South Waco Elementary. Next award is for tutoring. This goes to the Well Community Youth Center at Community Fellowship and Parkdale Elementary. Partnering with Parkdale Elementary simply wasn't enough. Even though the group provides campus tutors for students, they went on to open The Well, a community youth center available for students after school to reinforce learning objectives and strengthening social skills. What a great idea, and congratulations on a great achievement. For tutoring, Community Fellowship. Next is academic enrichment. Kids Hope and Brook Avenue Elementary are this category's winners. More than 90 mentors from Kids Hope and Columbus Avenue can be seen weekly at Brook Avenue. The mentors are present with students at least 1 hour a week. The mentors are invested in the academic achievements of their students and have embedded themselves in the very fiber of the campus. Next, we have career awareness. This, to me, is super important. The Career Awareness Award goes to Community Bank and Trust and Waco High School. Focusing on career awareness, yeah, come on, we'll clap now. Come on, Evan, good job. Beverly, all of you, thank you. Focusing on career awareness, David Lacey and fellow employees take time to speak to students at Waco High about careers in finance, banking, and business administration. The bank promotes the United Way drive on campus, participates in mock interviews, educates children on identity theft, and also provides mentors to assist students after graduation. Thanks, Community Bank and Waco High School. Two more. Next one, community service. This goes to 7th and James Baptist Church and the Waco ISD Homeless Outreach. Waco ISD, now believe it or not, this is hard to believe. Waco ISD has more than 1,500 students that are defined as homeless. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they're living under the bridge, but that means they have no permanent home, that they're just shuffled back and forth between friends, relatives, many, many different people. With that staggering number, obviously, comes great need. 7th and James Baptist Church runs a clothes closet for the Homeless Outreach Program. Since the partnership began in January of 2012, they have delivered more than 500 uniforms for the district, including shirts, pants, socks, and belts. Let's give a big round of applause to 7th and James Baptist Church. Last award is for science and math. This goes to the Gourmet Gallery and Lake Air Montessori School. Gourmet Gallery wanted to get involved on a Waco ISD campus, but wasn't sure what to do. The answer was simple: cook. Students enjoy cooking and baking while math and science principles comes to life. They hold several demonstrations, including Danish night, chemistry and cooking classes, and participating in Lake Air's STEM Day. Let's give Gourmet Gallery and Lake Air Montessori a big round of applause. Karen, thank you very much. You have seen the best of the partnerships that we have in Waco ISD for this 2012-2013 school year. Let's give them all one more big round of applause. Whenever I have the opportunity to speak somewhere, I always like to give you some valuable tips or lessons. How many people do we have here today that have school-age children? How many of you? Raise your hand. All right, I'm going to give you some valuable information here. Several of you heard me do this years ago at the celebration, but I have a friend out in the Albuquerque Independent School District in New Mexico, and he sent me a list of his favorite parent excuses for children missing school. I'm going to give you a few of these today. I hope you find them as amusing as I did. First one, dear school, please excuse John from being absent on January 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, and 33rd. Next one. Dear school, please excuse Johnny for being. It was his father's fault. Oh, this is Mary Ann was absent December the 11th through the 16th because she had a fever, sore throat, headache, and upset stomach. Her sister was also sick. Fever and sore throat. Her brother had a low-grade fever. There really must be something going around. Her father even got hot last night. All right. Please excuse Sarah for being absent. She was sick and I had her shot. Oh, here's one of my. Please excuse Tommy for being absent yesterday. He had diarrhea and his boots leak. Oh, God. All right, here's the last one. Please excuse, this is really the best one. Please excuse Jennifer for missing school yesterday. We forgot to get the Sunday paper off the porch, and when we found it Monday, we thought it was Sunday. So there you have some new original ideas for school absences. Okay, I'm going to turn this now back over to our chairman of the WISD Foundation Board, Russell Livesay, to present our distinguished alumni.
Thanks, Jim. All right, it's now our time to present our distinguished alumni. First, to our partners in education, again, we want to say thank you for all that it is that you do. Your involvement with Waco ISD and our students help produce the product that we now acknowledge in our distinguished alumni. Today, we are here to celebrate, recognize, and honor the amazing product that Waco ISD schools produce. Each of our distinguished alumni come to us with stellar resumes, lists of community involvement, activities, and accomplishments that impact people around the world. The positive influence each of them have had within their own circles and own networks is immeasurable. This year, we start a new tradition of honoring a select few distinguished alumni every year. I would like to ask Ann Harder, the 2006 Distinguished Alumna and former board chair of the Waco ISD Education Foundation, and Amber George, our foundation coordinator, to join us up front to hand out our awards. I would also like each of the distinguished alumni, as I call your name, if you will, make your way to the front to receive your award and say a few brief words. The 2013 first distinguished alumni is Thomas George Chase, Jr., Waco High, class of 1962. Tom attended Waco Public Schools since the first grade, graduated from Waco High. He then graduated from Vanderbilt University with a BA in History in 1966. He then attended the University of Texas Law School, where he earned his law degree, graduating with honors in 1969. Tom is known professionally for his long-term leadership of Insurers of Texas and his founding of Insurers Indemnity Company in 1984. Civically, Tom and his wife Penny have been everywhere, spearheading downtown development, pushing community initiatives, and serving on numerous boards and committees. They have instilled a love of philanthropic generosity and a passion for the community and their children and grandchildren. Congratulations, Tom, on being a 2013 Distinguished Alumnus.
My thanks to the committee that did that. I can assure you that Mr. Nipper and Mr. Thomas and most of the other faculty at Waco High would never have approved of this selection. But I am honored to get it and to be in such great company. I think it is correct. We are all big supporters of the WISD and public education. Penny and I are both graduates. As Russell said, George and Felicia are graduates of Waco High or Richfield, whichever it might have been. Daisy and Helen are at Lake Air, and so we're just all in that. I got my start in helping the WISD because Kay Metz showed up in my office one day and gave me this job. And I said, what if I don't want to do it? And she said, well, that's it. So I went home and asked Penny, and she said, if you don't do it, she's going to give you something worse. So you better get high behind and start helping. So I did a lot, and I appreciate it, and I got a lot out of working with the WISD. So thank you very much for this. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Tom. Our next award goes to Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, Moore High, class of 1952. Congresswoman Johnson is serving her 11th term representing the 30th Congressional District of Texas. The 30th district encompasses a large portion of the city of Dallas. In December 2010, Congresswoman Johnson was elected as the first African American and first female ranking member of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. Congresswoman Johnson is a current member of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. She is also the highest ranking Texan on this committee. Congresswoman Johnson is also presently serves on the Aviation Subcommittee, Highways and Transit Subcommittee, and Water Resources and Environment Subcommittee. Congresswoman Johnson is founder and co-chair of the Diversity and Innovation Caucus and the House Historical Black Colleges and Universities Caucus. Congresswoman Johnson had the honor to serve as the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus during the 107th Congress. She is also a member of the Congressional Task Force on Seniors. Since coming to Congress, Congresswoman Johnson has earned the reputation of being a stateswoman who is dedicated to improving U.S. foreign relationships and policies. She works tirelessly toward improving human rights around the globe. Congresswoman Johnson's acclaimed initiative, A World of Women for World Peace, has been nationally and internationally recognized. Congresswoman Johnson is the proud mother of her son Kirk and of her 3 grandsons. Seated next to her today is her sister Sally Moore, a former Waco ISD distinguished alumna herself. Congresswoman Johnson, congratulations on being a 2013 Distinguished Alumnus.
Thank you very much to the sponsors and the underwriters of the occasion, and to all of you who are present. You know, this really does bring me back home. You saw some of the little pictures up here when I was in high school. And I want to thank the people who took the time to come out today. I'm not nervous. My voice is affected by a damaged nerve to my vocal cord from having cervical disc surgery several years ago. But I want to acknowledge some of the people that I was in school with, that's sitting right over here, and acknowledge the presence of my son, who is right here. He is my only born. He and his bride of 29 years have 3 sons. 2 of them have completed college, one from Sam Houston and one from South Texas. And the other one is graduating from high school this year, and the president visited his school yesterday, so he got a chance to take a picture for many times before he's done it, but he got one in front of his colleagues yesterday with the president. And I think I see Mrs. Olson. Lyndon Olson and I went to Texas House together in 1972. We became very close friends. And when he was ambassador to Sweden, I visited them there. It's so I'm delighted to see you today. I want to thank you very much for this recognition. I had some of the best teachers in the world. I shall always be indebted to them, and the best parents who kept check on those teachers. That used to embarrass me coming to school sometimes, but I now know that they loved me very much. I'm delighted to say that I'm one of 4 children. The older sister is with me. The younger sister is in Houston, who is a retired professional nurse. And our brother, who was 16 years younger than me, is the principal in Dallas. I want to say that I don't know what Waco Independent School District is now, but I can tell you that when I came along, we had some great teachers that made you focus on what you were doing and made you focus on your future. And I hope and I believe that the Waco Independent School District continues that trend, because otherwise you would not have outstanding graduates. I first started in public office in 1972, and I served in the Texas House. I left after 6 years to serve with the Carter administration. And then when my boss got fired in 1980, I came back to Texas and ran for the Texas Senate and won in 1986. And from there I went to Congress, and this is my 21st year. I'm proud to say that I've never lost a race, but my preparation in Waco caused me to focus on the job responsibility that I took on. So I tell you this, I work for what I get. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Johnson. Our next honoree is Rodney Kroll, University High, class of 1969. Rodney received a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from Baylor University in 1973 and is a graduate of the School for Bank Administration at the University of Wisconsin. After school, he joined the Texas National Bank of Waco, becoming its president and chief operating officer in 1985. In 1997, Rodney organized and completed the acquisition of Texas First State Bank, opening banks in Waco, Woodway, Gatesville, and Temple. Currently, Rodney serves as president and chairman of the bank. Rodney has been on numerous civic boards over the years and is currently serving on the boards of the Southern Trinity Groundwater District, the Waco Industrial Foundation, the Waco Business League, and the Texas Bankers Association. He was a councilman for 17 years with the city of Woodway. Rodney is married to his high school sweetheart, Judy Kroll, also a University High graduate. They are parents of Brandon and Barrett Kroll. Congratulations, Rodney, on being a 2013 Distinguished Alumnus.
If I can set this down carefully here. I want to thank you all for this honor and the recognition that you've granted me today and made me very proud. I sat up here just a moment ago and I thought to myself I was going to take a liberty just for a second and ask all of the graduates of University High School to stand up if you just would. I've seen Walter Grisham and my brother's here, and Judy Peters is here, and my wife's here, and there's Carolyn Hefferkamp, and there's quite a number of us. And we're permeated throughout the city, and we actually have provided me with an excellent education. As mentioned, I went to Bells Hill Elementary School, and there were excellent teachers there all along the way. There was a principal by the name of Miss Clara Lux who took the time to get me aside and determined that I didn't know how to read very well, and really talked to me very sternly about reading, and it's created a learning love that I've had for the rest of my life. I proceeded to University Junior High School, and there was an English teacher there by the name of Miss Joan Branyon, who decided I didn't know English very well and got me aside and gave me extra effort and extra attention to teach me the proper English language, and I've always remembered that. I proceeded into University High School. And I was commenting to Jim Howler just a minute ago on this subject. Our principal was a man by the name of W.O. Griffin. Most of you may not remember him at this time, but Mr. Griffin was a gentleman and a scholar and came to work dressed appropriately every day. He started every morning's announcement for 3 years. With students, you need to look and act the part of a good citizen. 3 years we heard that. And as I commented to Jim, that's so much in life. If you want success, you need to look and act the part of a good citizen. Each of the honorees today that I've seen have followed that course. Each of you today have followed that course. And I think that we're instilled with that from our Waco School District education, the teachers and principals and faculty. We all learned that, and we owe a lot to the school in launching us in our careers. Again, I thank you all for this honor. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. Our next award goes to Joe Nesbitt, Waco High, class of 1993. Joe attended Mountain View Elementary, Lake Air Middle, and Waco High School. He then graduated from Baylor University in 1998. Upon graduation, he immediately immersed himself in making a difference in his community by serving and chairing too many boards to mention. Professionally, Joe is a vice president at Central National Bank. In 2006, Joe began a mentoring program for high school students known as LEAD. LEAD stands for Leadership, Education, and Development. Joe personally mentored 5 students that first year. Today, with the help of the Chamber, LEAD has 85 students this year being mentored, and more than 150 students have gone through the program with 100% high school graduation rates. And 100% of those students have gone on to some form of higher education. Joe and his wife Amanda met at Baylor and have 3 children, Claudia, Joe Jr., and Lila. Joe, we commend you for your initiative to start a program such as LEAD and for its profound effect that it's having on our community and our Waco ISD students. Congratulations, Joe, on being a 2013 Distinguished Alumnus.
Thank you very much. You know, when you get kind of out of shape, you got to put a picture of yourself in a swimsuit up there on the. But I had to also write down my remarks because I'm not as wise as the others being honored today. This is very meaningful, though. 20 years ago this month, I was finishing up my final month at Waco High School, and I can say that my behavior was less than distinguished during that final month. We all grow up at school. We learn to make friends. We learn how to fight. We learn that we're all different, yet very much the same. We learn how to study. We learn how to skip school. We learn that every action has an opposite and equal reaction, a lesson which I learned with a paddle to the backside at Lake Air Junior High in 7th grade. We learn how to debate. We learn how to, some of you learned how to dunk. We learn how to be respectful. We also learn how to earn respect. We learn how to pitch quarters in the bathroom and the perfect way to fold and flick a paper football. We learn how to pledge allegiance to the flag. We learn how to tie our shoes. We learn that a solid quarter is better than 2 dimes and a nickel. And we also learn how to make a profit reselling cookies from the cafeteria. We mud-dogged, we stink-bombed, we high-sided, and we cabbage-patched. We got our names on the board, and some of you got your names on the honor roll. Yeah, we all grew up at school, and we learned a lot, and I haven't even mentioned English, math, science, history, trigonometry, lunch, PE. I had straight A's in lunch. What I think makes Waco ISD graduates special is the incredible teachers, and everyone has mentioned them. Teachers like Miss Alice, my 1st grade teacher, or Ms. Adams. And somewhere along the way, someone thought it would be very funny to let one of Lisa Saxenian's first assignments be teaching me and Bradley Hull Spanish in 7th grade. There's that paddle to the backside again. Lisa is here today, and she continues trying to tap me in the right direction. It's teachers and administrators like Lisa who teaches us civility in spite of our differences. Those who work with us patiently as we struggle through things like counting to 5 and learning how to spell our name. The teachers and administrators of this district who were standing by to console us when tragedy struck are the first to high-five us as we ran off the field. The mentors in the district like Bobby Jacobs, Marty Herbst, Coach Clayton, and Alan Johnson. This honor is special because I realized it then, and I realize it now, how special of a place Waco High was. It'd be nice to think that things are the same now as they were then, but as was mentioned, they are not. Over 80% of the students in the WISD live at or below poverty level. As you heard earlier, 1,500 students, which Dr. Kane could probably correct me, but about 10%. If 1,500 kids live or are technically homeless, that's 10% of the students in the district. It's because of you, though, supporters of the Waco ISD Education Foundation, that our students are allowed those very important opportunities, educational experiences beyond the classroom. Without all of you here today, that would not be possible. The best example to the students in our district is the very people sitting in this room, and while Waco ISD continues to produce some of the brightest stars in Texas, the challenges of our students have never been greater. I'm extremely proud to be a graduate of Waco High and the Waco ISD, and am greatly humbled to be recognized as a distinguished alumni, and I will forever be working to earn this honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Our next award goes to a woman near and dear to many of us in the room. The 2013 Distinguished Retired Faculty Award goes to Kay Metz. Kay served Waco ISD for 31 years. She taught geometry, algebra, and calculus for 6 years at Richfield High. In the words of one of her former students, Kay was without a doubt the best educator I ever had. She never moved on to a new subject until everyone in the room got it. Kay fondly reflects on her time spent in the classroom. Known for her knack and ability to get things done, in 1985, the district called on Kay to spearhead community outreach efforts. This resulted in the establishment of the Waco ISD Adopt a School programs and more than 200 partnerships throughout the district. With the help of community partners, Kay then went on to found the Waco ISD Education Foundation. During her tenure, Kay acquired over $12 million in resources for the district, and in her spare time contributed to many community boards and committees. Kay has received numerous city, state, and national awards, including being named the Outstanding Partnership Leader in the nation and the Texas Outstanding Partnership Director. To honor and continue the legacy of her service in Waco ISD, an endowment with the Waco ISD Education Foundation was established in her name in 2010 when she retired from the district. Kay is married to Charles Metz. They have 4 children, Charlotte, Kimberly, Carrie, and Margaret, and 10 grandchildren. Kay, it is truly my honor to congratulate you as the 2013 Distinguished Retired Faculty.
Thank you very much, Russell. Actually, Joe had notes because I trained him well and told him that if he didn't have notes, he would talk too long. So thank you, Joe, for minding your manners. And then I had a little experience this morning, or last night actually. I was trying to follow my own advice and wrote my notes down and got ready to print, and it wouldn't print, and I go, oh no. It was a little calmer than what I said, but oh no. And then last night, after I went to bed, I went, you don't have an iPad, so I could put it on an iPad. So you all, I am up to date. But for years, I delighted in organizing events in the community and in Waco ISD to recognize other people. And it was fun. But I'm not sure I like being on the other side of the table. I think out there is much more enjoyable. But I want to thank everyone that's here today. As Jim Haller will tell you, when I did events, I was a real stickler on time for these events, and often said I was going to build a trap door behind the podium. So if I disappear, just know that somebody built that trap door to pay me back, and I will be eating my words down below. I am overwhelmingly appreciative of being honored today, and certainly want to thank the Education Foundation and Waco ISD. My years in Waco ISD as a parent, a teacher, administrator were wonderful, even though I had 9 different superintendents. But let me tell you, that keeps you jumping and hopping. And every once in a while, I never got bored. Every once in a while, I get a little tired of change, but never bored. And it was a good experience all the way through. I truly loved my years of teaching math at Richfield High School. The students, I always felt like I was serving the students because I felt like I was teaching them to think and reason. Now, I don't know that they always thought that, but I felt that. And some of those students are some of my better friends today and are in the room today. My job with Waco Public Schools allowed me to satisfy 2 of the driving forces in my life: service and creativity. The ability to create programs, events, innovative ideas, strategic plans, and to contribute to the future of Waco was extremely rewarding. Growing up in a small community, I learned that serving God through service to others was life. So service has always been important to me, and I was fortunate to be able to serve my community of Waco through the position I held with WISD. The opportunity to serve the community was always inspiring me. I always believed that my job was not my job, but God's job, and that in doing that job, I was following His will in my life. So that support was ever present, but also was the support of my family and friends. They assured the success I had. I would like to publicly thank my husband, Charles, and my 4 children, Charlotte Henderson, Kimberly Dang, Carrie Metz, and Margaret Henry, for helping me with my seemingly unending events and projects and being patient with my frustrations at times also, I'm sure. 2 of the children are here today, and I would like to ask them to stand and let me honor them. The other 2, one was on the runway, I think, in Houston, and the other one is in Houston. But Margaret and Charlotte, I want to honor you and say thank you for the years of support that you gave to me. There are people in this room today who provided the success elements of the partnership program over the years, and I would like to say thank you to them. I've always said that Bill Nesbitt was the father of the Adopt a School program because he got it started. But there are other members in this room, Tom Chase, Jim Howler, George Chase, and many others that suddenly were a part of the success of the program. And I want to say thank you to them also. And then there was the Education Foundation. Thanks to the many people that helped WISD make this happen. Folks like Tom Salome, Debbie Luce, Sally Bledsoe, Steve Myatt, Joe Nesbitt, Ann Harder, who else was back there? Bill Davenport, Dudley Hass. So thanks to all of you for helping the WISD education take hold in Waco. They led the way in helping Waco understand the need for an education foundation. I also want to say thank you to the teachers, the wonderful principals that I worked with, and the staff in the school district. They were where things really happened, and they were the ones making the difference. So thanks to each one of you here today for being a part of WISD. Your presence is evidence that you care about Waco and the children in Waco. Please don't ever stop caring about people. It feeds our hearts and our souls and makes the community that we love a better place. I love each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If we could have one more round of applause for all of our distinguished alumni and retired faculty. I'll turn it back over to Jim.
Well, can you believe we're actually running 25 minutes ahead of schedule? I'm going to tell this story since we got time on Kay Metz. The trap door should have fallen out. You had 2 to 3 minutes. But anyway, about 20 years ago, she started asking me to MC the WISD celebration banquet, and I'll never forget that first year. Here's the scenario. I'm up there trying to do my job. About halfway through the program, I walk off as somebody else walks on. She says, "Heller, we're 10 minutes behind schedule. Do your job." I said, "Kay, I'm a volunteer." She said, "Makes no difference. You're working for me. Now get this back on track." Yes, that is true. That is true. So anyway, we love you because of how hard you worked at making things right. I want to do this. How many of you here today are parents, relatives, brother, sister, close friend, co-worker of these honorees up here at the head table? If you are, would you please stand up? Please stand up, because all of you deserve a big round of applause for your influence on all of these people up here today. Now, I see some of Bill Nesbitt's, Joe Nesbitt's good friends over here. I'm not sure about their influence on you, big boy. Now, why I wanted you to stand up is because this is exactly what Rodney Kroll and I were talking about earlier today. All of us, and this is what I always say when I have the opportunity to speak to young people, is we're only as good as the environment in which we place ourselves. We're only as good as the people that we associate with. I always say associate with people better than you are so you will become better. All of you that stood have had a great impact on all of these honorees today. And what fantastic leaders they are for our community. And I want to say this, since we've got time. Many of these people said today what great teachers they had, what great administrators they had. Nothing's changed. The Waco ISD still has great teachers and great administrators. I don't like the criticism that comes toward our school district. I'm going to tell you what our problem is. We've got pockets of poverty that needs to be changed. If we're going to do something to improve our school district, we all need to pitch in and find a way to make that happen. I would ask all of you as you leave here today to leave as ambassadors for the Waco ISD. Tell people that just because of some of the test scores they may read at some selected schools, that's not a true reflection on all the schools. I can take you to many exemplary campuses today, so please leave here with that in mind. I'm going to close with one story to give you an example of how we can all learn, and you never know where it's going to come from. But I'm going to take you back to my coaching days. One day we were playing the University of Texas out at the old Heart of Texas Coliseum. They could have clinched the conference championship if they beat us. Well, we scored with 59 seconds to go in that game to cut the lead to 4. I had 2 timeouts left. Called the first timeout, told the team what defense, what offense I wanted them to run. Sure enough, we stole the ball, ran the play that I'd called. We score. 39 seconds to go. I call my last timeout, tell them again what defense, what offense. Miracles happened. We stole it again. We went down, quickly ran the play, scored. Now there was 19 seconds to go in the game. No timeouts. It's up to my captain to call the defense and call the play to give us a chance to beat the Longhorns. Sure enough, they throw it in. We steal the ball. We score on a play that my captain called. 1 second to go, the buzzer goes off. We're jumping up and down, going nuts out there. I run up and grab my captain. I said, Ricky, that was great leadership, son. I said, how did you know what play to call? He said, well, Coach, he said, I remember at the last 2 timeouts, you called play number 3 and play number 4. So I just added those up and called play number 8. I said, Ricky, wait a minute, 3 and 4 doesn't make 8. Well, he came over, pounding me on the chest. He said, Coach, that just proves as I was as smart as you are, we wouldn't have won the game. So thank y'all all for being here. Thank you what you do for our city. God bless Waco, Texas. Thanks to all of our honorees. Have a great weekend. Keep supporting Waco ISD. Thank you.